Hello and welcome to another classic review from us at the Hot Dog and a Handshake Pro Wrestling Show. I am Shane Price, the host of your classic reviews, joined with Jayden Ginsbyder once more. Talk about another classic event, this time WrestleMania 23.
Yes.
One of the WrestleManias of all time. This is, actually was a pretty good one, I thought.
Yeah, that was solid. We'll get to it as we review
This is all grown up?
Yes, is what they call it, all grown up. A lot of really funny but weird vignettes of like children cosplaying the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Loved that. I thought it was really funny.
This was
Child Stone Cold, I think, was the funniest one because it was a kid in a bald cap
with the goatee.
With the goatee, yeah. Why are we going to WrestleMania 23?
Well, the poster I think says it best. On the poster is Bobby Lashley, Stone Cold, and Umaga on top, immediately followed by Donald Trump and Vince McMahon.
Yes.
And then on the bottom left is Batista and Taker. So and this weekend was the weekend when Taker released that podcast with Trump and this in a promo where it says you can be on Team Batista or Team Taker. I'm like, I'm picking Team Batista.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, so we picked this because we thought it would be because we try to do classic reviews based on what's going on. This was a week where there's not really much happening in wrestling. I guess we could have done like some sort of Halloween. Oh, we did a Halloween Havoc, so I guess I don't know. There wasn't really much going on. So this is the only wrestling show I could think of that one of these candidates was on.
Trump Raw.
We could have done Trump Raw, but we did
WrestleMania 4,
WrestleMania
5.
23. You want to go into the just kind of the setup of the show?
Well, sure. This is at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan, a buy rate of 1.2 million. But in attendance, I believe sold out of
867 is what I have. They said 81,000 something on the show because they always embellish the number.
Meltzer said it was 74,000.
Okay, I would trust that more.
The run time, I believe, was about 3.5 hours.
3:40. Commentary, we had Jim Ross, Jerry Lawler for Raw, JBL and Cole for SmackDown, and Joey Styles and Taz for ECW.
Oh my God! Joey Styles and Taz.
So fun fact, the Outrunners were supposed to face Brian Kendrick and Paul London for the WWE Tag Titles in this show.
That would have been an awesome match.
But see, they got confused because the World Wildlife Fund, the WWF, was doing an event called Earth Hour in Sydney, Australia the day before, and they went to that instead. So they were in Australia on accident instead of Detroit because they thought they were going to the WWF event.
You know what?
They messed up.
That makes sense. You know.
And then my other note before we get to the matches is, yeah, Lawler, of course there are more fans at Mania than the Super Bowl. There are more available seats, you idiot. So
God, what? Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. Okay. So our first match, the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
Punk, Orton, Finlay, Hardy, Booker, Jeff Hardy, and Edge.
Yeah, both Hardy Boys are in it.
Mr. Kennedy. We're in the match.
I don't know if you caught this on commentary, but this was Randy's first ladder match.
I did not catch this. That's actually kind of surprising.
Yeah, because he'd already been in WWE for like a solid 4 years at that point. 5 total, but like a solid 4.
2, 3, 4, 5. 2, he was out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, so like
so
he'd
4,
been
5.
He'd been around. Commentary light of the night, Ladder Rooney, Jim Ross said.
Yeah, that was good. It was Booker T.
And then so the Hardy Boys were setting up a move, the ladder catapult spot. So my note here is, or the ladder, like, you know what I'm talking about.
The one where the
Finlay saves Edge from the move that killed Joey Mercury. Rest in peace, Joey. Just a moment of silence for Joey Mercury.
Who's not dead, but his nose sure is.
Rest in peace, Joey. My next note just says CM Funk. Because he put the ladder around his neck and started spinning.
A moment of silence for Joey Mercury. CM Funk. I want to say, we say this every time we watch a Randy match. He's so good. He's so good.
Who?
Randy.
Oh yeah, just the smooth.
If he was a face his whole career, if John Cena never existed,
Never left Boston,
and Orton was the face the entire time, he'd be my favorite wrestler ever.
probably yeah.
Literally,
He's up there for me already.
So smooth.
2025 WWE Hall of Famer Hornswoggle makes an appearance on this
Well, Finlay.
show with Finlay, of course. This was just an insanely fun match. There was the Hardy ladder spot with Edge.
At Mania, I've never seen a bad Mania match.
Bad ladder match. All the Mania ladder matches are really fun.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So this was great. Interesting choice for a winner in hindsight, but hindsight's 2020.
Yes.
Kennedy was hot at the time.
Yes.
Makes sense. And do you have any more talking points on this one?
I do not, but as you said, Mr. Kennedy wins.
Mr. Kennedy would so yeah.
Mr. Kennedy wins. I think it's the wrong choice. I agree. I think honestly, the right choice here would have been Jeff or Orton.
Yeah, I think so too.
Punk next year makes more sense.
Yeah, which he does win the next two.
Yeah. So what's he gonna do? Cash in on oh god, who was the champion at the time? I don't even
Undertaker.
remember. No. Like,
ECW.
Yeah, like
Bobby Lashley, which would have been kind of metal actually.
yeah.
But I gave us 3 3/4.
I gave it 4.
Yeah, it was an insanely fun match. Really
Yeah,
good opening.
and you know what? It was the best weapons-based match of the night,
Yeah.
which I'll get to in a match I have many notes about.
My next note just says that movie looks so bad. I don't even remember. It was the Stone Cold movie.
Yeah,
I don't remember what it was called.
Oh no! I know exactly which one it is, and it is so bad. It's so bad.
I just said it looked so bad.
horrible.
It was that
It's
whatever Stone Cold movie they were.
The WWE film Stone Cold one.
me.
If you played SCROA, it's in the loading. It's in the
If
loading
we
screen.
someday a series where we review the WWE films movies would be really fun.
What you don't want to watch Thunder, but you want to watch bad
It's
movies.
more fun to watch bad movies than bad wrestling, in my opinion.
Are you sure?
That is.
You don't want to see Eric Bischoff do 4 rule changes then it becomes a.
Well, we get enough bad wrestling as it is. Let's get on to the next match.
You know what? You're right. Yep. Because the great Khali, the Punjabi Tiger at the time, takes on Kane and
The mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee.
And a match where I just don't want to watch. Don't want to talk about
here's the thing. One, why do they keep calling Khali ugly? Felt really mean. The first couple times I was like, okay, whatever. But they just kept calling him ugly. Lawler and Ross.
Like zooming into his face and calling him ugly, it's fine. He's a bad guy. He's a monster heel. Doing it repeatedly kind of seems like you're just being an asshole.
Exactly. This match was not nearly as bad as I expected it to be. It was actually fine.
We'll get there.
I gave it 2 3/4.
I give it 2.
Yeah. I don't even remember who won though. Khali.
I think Khali won. Yeah. So, actually,
Doesn't really matter.
Khali wins. Kane loses. I wish Kane could lose more often.
Yeah.
Maybe not the Khali. To literally
any other mayoral candidate.
I feel well. First of all, male candidate, and also I feel bad for Kane in this match, for getting stuck with the Khali this time because his knees are already going.
Yeah, they're still sort of there.
He's approaching.
This is the last
the
decent year of Khali.
The Tanahashi knees, and for somebody his height, it's over.
Yeah, this is the last decent year of Khali. I think 2007 is the last real good year.
Then the devil's favorite demon, Chris Benoit, takes on Montavious Porter, the hottest free agent in wrestling.
Yes, this was MVP's WrestleMania debut. Obviously, once again, with Chris Benoit, as always, we're judging the art for how it was. We're trying to keep outside out of it. He's obviously a horrible person. I thought it was a solid technical bout.
For what it was, yeah. It was for the 10 minutes it went. It was pretty good.
It was a pretty good technical match. My other note is it was a little short. Could have been a little bit longer. Maybe could have cut.
Especially for a title match on Mania, you know?
Yeah, it's the U.S. title. So, yeah, I thought it was a really good technical bout. I thought MVP is a guy we don't typically think of as a technical wrestler.
Well, at this time, he was kind of more of like a mix of a brawler and a technical guy. So
yeah. But he had a really good technical match with Chris Benoit, a guy who we know is a great technical wrestler.
I thought the MVP for his whole career is underrated as hell.
Probably, yeah.
So
I could give you that. I give us 3 3/4.
I give it 3.
Yeah. So I'm a little higher on it than you, but I thought it was a really good match. I really enjoyed this.
And then we get to
first, before we get to the next match.
You go on.
Trump no-selling Boogeyman was really funny.
So throughout his appearance in WWE, I don't think Trump sold once.
Yeah, really
He took
funny.
a stunner.
Here's the thing. For me, Trump is really funny until he's decided he wanted to be the most important person in the world.
That's fair.
Like, until he decided he wanted to be president. Anything before that is just always funny. And even now, sometimes it's funny. That clip, just like the 3-second clip of him shaking the fry cooker thing, so
that's
funny.
gonna go quadruple platinum if he loses the election, man.
Yeah, but that's just, even without the election and even without the put the fries in the bag joke, just him slumping over it, dress shirt, tie, apron, just in a closed McDonald's, just serving fries. Really
Did you hear what
funny.
he said to me to that?
No, I didn't.
He didn't know that they didn't pick the fries up by hand.
Oh God.
So he wouldn't order fries with his McDonald's orders. He just ordered like hamburgers and stuff.
And they showed a Hall of Fame package. A major multi-generational wrestler spotted in the Hall of Fame package. Did you catch that?
I did not. It's one of the Fatus, isn't it?
Well, that's Curtis Axel.
Oh.
No, the joke here is that Cody Rhodes was in the package. It was his first televised
Oh yeah.
appearance
That's the one in.
on WWE, but also Mr. Perfect went in and Curtis Axel's there.
You're right. Like, I didn't even think about Chris Axel.
I was setting up that joke hoping you would say, "Oh yeah, Cody Rhodes was there," but then you just messed it up. So,
Well, I just forgot.
yeah, but yeah, Cody Rhodes and Curtis Axel both make appearances in that.
I
And probably a Fatu.
Because I probably would. I thought about.
Well, the only reason that I even thought it was noteworthy is because they talk about it in that Cody Rhodes documentary that came out earlier this year.
I think last year.
Whatever that Cody Rhodes documentary on Peacock, they talk about this a bit because it was his first televised appearance. It's him and Dustin introducing Dusty to the Hall of Fame. Now we can get on to the next match.
So our next match would have been the best match of the night if it wasn't for the actual best match of the night, I guess.
Here's the thing. We talk all the time about how we accidentally end up doing something topical in wrestling, right?
Right.
This is one of the most extreme examples because we picked this for the joke of Trump being on it and him being a political candidate, right? Like a presidential candidate. We didn't know that like Undertaker and Batista were going to take sides the week we were recording this. So this being the match is really funny. Undertaker won the Rumble this year.
What do you mean take sides? Batista's been drafted into this.
Yeah. Well, Batista did publicly endorse Kamala Harris, and then Undertaker made it an Undertaker versus Batista thing.
Full disclosure, looking back and watching old Batista, I'm realizing that I've always been on Team Batista.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here's the thing. I never got the Undertaker. I started watching wrestling. He was already a part-timer, and I've always respected him for what he did. And, you know, I know he was very successful, very accomplished. A lot of people were fans of his. I just never personally got it.
That's fair.
Sort of goes for Batista as well. I was never huge on Batista. I'm definitely bigger on Batista than The Undertaker because I really enjoyed his 2014, 2015 kind of run. And also he's done some fun stuff with like Rey Mysterio and some other stuff from around this era. So I've had and Evolution. I love Evolution.
Right.
So I don't know. This match, what do you got on it?
You know what? It was the moves were good. Batista did a pretty damn good Batista bound Undertaker. I'll be honest.
It was a pretty iconic Undertaker tope move that I think gets put in a lot of highlight packages.
This is one that they did actually landed too. So, I mean, you know, the match was good. I don't think it's the best Taker match of Mania, but it's definitely not the worst.
It does also kick off this run where it's like Batista this year, Edge the next year, Shawn, Triple H. So it's just like 6 like pretty good to amazing matches.
Well,
in a row.
I didn't include Punk.
You could even include Punk in that, yeah. So
But you cannot include Brock Lesnar.
yeah, and I don't think you can go back and include Mark Henry.
No.
So, but pretty good match. Not much else to say.
Yeah.
3.5 stars.
Of course, Undertaker wins. I gave it 3.5 stars as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then. Rob Van Dam, Tommy Dreamer, Sabu, and the Sandman take on Elijah Burke, Marcus Corvon, Matt Striker, and Kevin Thorne.
I've never seen you so unexcited for a Monty Brown match.
Because this isn't a good match. How
It's a very
do you fuck it
whatever
up?
match. It's a very whatever match. What do you got? I'm sure you have way more notes on this than I do.
Dude, no. I do, but I don't even want to talk about it. Because it was so disappointing because it wasn't extreme enough.
Mhm.
It wasn't so like Sabu didn't get a big move in, Sam didn't get a big move in, Tom Dreamer didn't get a big move in. Already got some big moves in. The new breed, Matt Striker sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Thorne sucks. Elijah Burke's just okay.
Corvon doesn't get enough time.
Corvon doesn't get enough time. It's 7 minutes. It's an 8-minute match.
Mm-hmm.
And in 8 minutes, how are you going to get enough time for 4 people in the game? You aren't.
Yeah, that's 8 minutes. That means
Everybody gets 2 minutes.
8 minutes, 8 guys.
So everybody gets a minute.
Everybody gets a minute. Yeah.
Which is enough time.
Yeah. I thought it was a very whatever match. I gave it 2.5.
I give it 1.
Okay, you were even more down on
No,
it.
it's because of what it is.
Because you expected more. Yeah.
If you are like me, my rash recommendation of the night, go to the ECW after this and just watch the match on that night. Because it's just this match again, but so much
Is
better.
it Punk involved in the second
Yes.
one? Yeah.
But it's so much better.
Yeah. Okay, you want to get on to why we picked this show? The match?
Sure.
Why
Why?
pick this
Yeah,
one?
why not? Stone Cold Steve Austin is your special referee
Mhm.
for the Battle of the Billionaires hair versus hair match.
So each billionaire picked a champion, and the loser gets their head shaved. So Umaga was chosen by Vince McMahon. Bobby Lashley chosen by Donald Trump.
As Vince McMahon, why are you not picking John Cena? Like in kayfabe.
In
give me a good reason.
kayfabe, John Cena should be the number 1 pick. But maybe it's because he already had a match set up. The WWE title has to be on. I don't know. Maybe it's because he already had a match. I don't know.
I don't know. So he picks Umaga and Donald Trump, even more insane. Why are you picking the ECW champion Bobby Lashley?
He's a beast.
I guess actually, no, that's fair. That's actually I get
Trump wouldn't rent an apartment to him, but he's a beast.
Trump finally decides to not be racist.
Yeah.
Good for him. And shout out to my favorite part of this is noted actual Palestinian Armando Alejandro Estrada.
Oh,
Getting a
I didn't know he was
getting a
Palestinian.
match on the other side of Donald Trump
yeah, I didn't know he was Palestinian. That's interesting.
and Chicagoan.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Honestly, if I was alive and if I was
watching wrestling in
watching wrestling 2007, even I would know that there's no way Bobby Lashley loses this match.
Yeah, because there's no way that Trump shaves his head. Vince
You know
is gonna
how
be the
much
one
you know how
that's
much
gonna
money
lose
that
the stunt.
Vince would have to pay Trump to finish shave his head.
Yeah, so Vince would have to be the one that takes the stunt. I was just really overbooked. There was a lot of Shane McMahon involvement. Vince
Definitely
involvement.
overbooked.
But the actual wrestling parts, like with the parts where we
Well,
actually got to see Umaga and Bobby
If
Lashley
this was
hook up,
just Bobby Lashley against Umaga, this would be a good match.
yeah, when we got to see the graps with them.
I still don't know why Stone Cold was the guest referee.
like it just to get Stone Cold on the card. I think
can see
just
it,
for
yeah.
the glass shattering pop.
Yeah.
I give this 3 stars. As a match, I thought it was overbooked, but the parts that were actually wrestling were pretty good.
You know what? I agree. I'll give it 2 3/4.
Okay.
But I'll agree. And also, Vince getting his head shaved, very funny.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump taking the worst stunt I've ever seen, ever.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, the other note is the bell rang before Austin finished the 3 count. The bell rings at like 2.5. I don't know if you noticed that.
Trump screwed Vince. Trump
Rematch.
screwed Vince. I want a rematch between these two.
We got to recast it later.
Loser goes to hell.
Yeah.
And Vince loses.
Loser gets an extra hour of outside time.
Extra
In prison.
outside time.
Extra hour of recreation time when they're in prison.
And so next match.
Yeah. Okay.
WWE Women's Wrestling 2007 is not good.
There's a reason this is placed where it is. This was supposed to be the go get a beer match between the Battle of the Billionaires and
This
the
was
Cena
your
Michaels.
intermission match.
Yeah, a lumberjill is what they said on TV.
Lumber Jill, but there's definitely men in there.
It's a lumberjack match for
Wikipedia doesn't have lumberjacks. Would you mind looking it up? It's for the women's championship.
Lumberjacks at.
It's on the. It's definitely on there. I know it is. It's always there.
It's not on Cage Match. Let me look.
It's on Wikipedia. But it's a lumberjack match for the women's title. I believe it's Jillian versus.
No, it's Melina versus Ashley.
Okay.
Jillian, I think, is one of the lumberjacks, though. Okay, the last lumberjacks were the men's match. Because there was a lumberjack match on the pre-show. It was Ric Flair and Carlito versus Gregory Helms and Chavo Guerrero. Random match.
All right. Okay.
The Lumberjills were Brooke, Candice Michelle, Jillian Hall, Kelly Kelly, Crystal Marshall, Layla, Maria, Michelle McCool, Mickey James, Tori Wilson, Trinity of TNA fame, not Naomi Trinity, Italian Trinity, and Victoria.
So I could have sworn this was Jillian Hall in the match. My bad.
But she was on the outside.
Yeah, so Melina against Ashley. Ashley deserved better than this. Melina deserved better than this.
Ashley deserved better in a lot of.
Victoria deserved better than this.
Yeah, this was a bad match, but it was never. It was set up to fail.
It was never supposed to be good.
Yeah, it was set up to fail. Unfortunately, it just the women's division wasn't respected at the time. I give this 1.5 stars, and that might be generous.
I give it 1. And you know what? When Finlay left the women's division to be a wrestler full time again, you noticed that they went downhill fast.
Mm-hmm. Yep. On to the main event.
Yeah, in our KJ era, we reviewed that Raw where these two men go 60 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Incredible match.
This match wasn't as good as that to me, but it's still a very good match.
Mm-hmm.
It is John Cena versus Shawn Michaels, one of the classic WrestleMania matches of all time.
No sexy boy. He came out to the DX music.
You're right.
I noticed that.
Right.
So interesting, he had a big main event match and wasn't coming out to his own music. But yeah,
there were some very good moves in this match. The switchy music.
Well, you want to start with the entrances?
Yeah, you're right.
First, crazy how little the World Tag Team titles mattered to this time.
Yes.
Because they are the World Tag Team Champions facing each other. Neither one of them come out with that belt. The only belt we see is the WWE title. And then we get foreshadowing for John Cena's role in Fast X. Because he drives that Mustang.
Because he drives the Mustang in the Ford field because it's a Ford Mustang.
Yeah.
This is one of the best entrances of all time.
That's John Cena underrated collection of WrestleMania entrances. This one's cool. The year before, he did the gangster entrance with Punk on the car.
The 2025 where
there's like 50
army.
John Cenas.
Yeah,
that one's cool. 50 John Cenas is a great setup for anything.
Just imagine just being Edge or Big Show there.
Did he do something cool the year Rusev did the tank?
I don't think so.
Or did he just have the American flag?
I think he had the American flag.
Okay, I'm trying to think of. I know that there's another one I liked, but I can't remember right now. But yeah, he's had some pretty awesome entrances over the years. So
into the match, there were some moves I really liked in this match.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I think that the saying that John can't wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
No, he always good. He just wasn't like a Masawa guy.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I liked the super kick.
Yeah,
that got the 2. I think.
Mm-hmm. Something I noticed in this match that's just kind of a really specific skill. John Cena is really good at showing the moment that he realizes his game plan isn't working and he has to change it.
Yeah.
Like early in this match, Shawn Michaels kind of gets a flurry and you can kind of see in Cena's face. He's like, oh, this isn't 2007 Shawn Michaels. I'm in the ring with 97 Shawn Michaels right now. Like he's turning it on.
Well, Shawn found some cocaine in that locker room.
But that, you know what I mean? Like he's like, oh wow, this is legit.
Because in some of his best matches, like AJ Styles, CM Punk, he has to change his style, and it works. It's always those good matches.
When he goes in as the heavy favorite in kayfabe, and then realizes, oh, this is more even than I thought it would be. Is really good.
Yeah,
he's really good at that. There were great moves.
A beautiful FU, by the way.
Yeah, beautiful FU. A pile driver on the stairs.
That was good.
7.7 out of 10.
I was expecting a high score there.
On the Jayden Ginsweider pile driver scale. So, anything else that you liked on this match? I mean, it was just a great match.
You know, in terms of like this being two tag team champions,
This didn't play into it at all.
This doesn't play into it at all. This is like the best match you can get from Cena at this time and Shawn this time.
Yeah, I think it was the perfect year to throw these two together. I think anything earlier would have been just too early for Cena, and anything later would be just too late for Michaels. And so this was just spot on the perfect year to do Cena Michaels. And it's probably one of the more underrated WrestleMania main events. I don't think after watching it, it doesn't get talked about enough.
It doesn't know.
It was a really, really good match. I give it 4.5 stars.
I give it 4 and 3/4. I give it 4 1/4.
4 1/4. Yeah. So it was a really, really good match.
It was. Which leads us into our categories, but first we're gonna start with the Athletes Club because the Detroit Tigers were in attendance, and I couldn't tell you all of them.
Okay.
But I know for a fact that Verlander and Curtis Granderson were there.
Dude, I love Curtis Granderson. Let me find the Athlete Club here. H&H Athlete Club,
Which is, I believe, is just Jayden Hurts and
Jalen Hurts and Rafael Palmeiro.
Truly a who's who.
And now Justin Verlander and Curtis Granderson. So you weren't able. Did you try to identify the other ones?
I didn't, but I'm sure somebody's put it up there.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that Granderson and Verlander were there.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love Curtis Granderson. Categories?
So let's start for a moment of the night.
Best moment for me. Vince getting his head shaved was fun. I don't know. Do you have a clear pick here?
Honestly, I think I want to go with Cena winning.
Cena winning the main event.
It's a good finish.
Mm-hmm. Was pretty good. I don't know. Nothing
stands out though.
I think I'll go with the Taker Tope.
That's
The Undertaker, the suicide dive that he does, it's really impressive for a man his size and his age.
And then parlaying that to MVP for me is John Cena.
Yeah, MVP for me is John Cena as well. I think it has to be John Cena. Definitely.
So then heat check. In a just world, in a good society, this would be Monty Brown.
Yeah.
But it's not, because this match sucked.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to give it to MVP.
That's fair.
It was a short match.
It was about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I would agree.
Yeah, I'm going to give MVP a short match. Hornswoggle, great too. Great heat check pick. Boogeyman also would have been a great heat check pick. Apex Mountain. Yeah, okay. Let me run through some stuff here. Is this the Apex Mountain of Mr. Kennedy?
Yeah, it is, for sure.
I don't think it's Batista or Taker. Nobody in the ECW match. Is this the Apex Mountain of Donald Trump?
What do you imply by that?
This is just when he's been at his best. This is the best thing you've seen Donald Trump do.
The best thing I've seen Trump do was yell at somebody about knowing Harry Potter. I think he on The Apprentice, so I'm going to say yes.
Okay. I don't think it's Apex for Cena or Michaels.
No.
Yeah, I think that's
actually, this is the Apex for Matt Striker as a wrestler.
Apex for Matt Striker as a wrestler. Yeah, probably. Surprise of the show?
Honestly, I'm going to give it to Benoit MVP.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick.
I didn't even know this match happened, so.
Same. I'm going to give it to Benoit MVP.
Yeah,
I mean, it's probably one of those because it's one of those that would have been erased from history after Benoit does what he does because it's not important enough for us to still care about it. But it was still a really, really good match. Recasting. So, Battle of the Billionaires happening now. Who would Vince pick as his champion and who would Trump pick as his champion?
Vince would probably pick.
Vince would still be the heel here, I guess.
Well,
they're kind of both heels.
Let's recast the Billionaires too. Actually,
recast the what?
Billionaires too. Actually,
recast the Billionaires
because
so it's Stephanie McMahon. I know she's not technically a billionaire on her own, but would she recast as the Vince role here?
I would say
or Triple H.
Triple H.
Okay,
over that
and Jeff Bezos.
A billionaire people like.
Loser has to get a hair transplant in Turkey.
Billionaire that people like.
Taylor Swift. I don't know who's.
No, billionaire in heavy air quotes here because there's no damn way. No
Mark Cuban.
Damn way. Yeah, Mark Cuban because he likes wrestling too, doesn't he?
Probably. He seems like the kind of guy that would at least sort of be interested. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if a WWE show is coming around him.
So Mark Cuban against Triple H.
Yeah, but say Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates. No.
I would pay good money to see Elon Musk get his head shaved though.
I think it's Triple H and Mark Cuban.
Yeah. Okay.
For me, Mark Cuban, a guy who's kind of like
Lashley-esque.
not Lashley-esque, but like kind of spot on the card of Lashley right now that I think Cuban would vibe with, Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
And then
For
Triple H.
For Umaga, that destructiveness, that intensity, Obafemi.
Jacob Fatu. He's literally just Umaga again.
That's Zilla Fatu. Get it right. But that's a Jacob.
Jacob, character-wise, is just Umaga.
Yeah, I'd say that, yeah.
So this is Mello versus Jacob Fatu.
Which should be a fun match.
Triple H and Mark Cuban. What's the loot? Because Triple H doesn't have hair. So what's like the... Is it Triple H's beard versus Cuban's hair?
Yeah, it's just beard. This is hair.
Okay. Best double feature, if you were going to pair a match from this show.
I'd say the Raw match.
The Raw Cena Michaels match with this Cena Michaels match. Yeah. If you want something a little shorter, you could pair Cena Michaels with Cena Umaga.
Yeah, that too.
That
ECW match.
The ECW
Watch the one on ECW TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I like the Cena a Batista one.
Honestly, Batista Cena.
Just Cena, yeah, that'd be a good one. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good. I think Cena Michaels with the hour long Raw match. And then I guess nothing goes in the Wrestling Criterion Collection.
No.
Nothing was a 5-star segment or.
I guess the concept of WrestleMania can. I guess that's too broad. Probably
that's too broad. This WrestleMania definitely doesn't. What is the classic handshake for this one?
Cena, Michaels.
Yeah, same. Cena versus HBK. That's definitely it. And that's the hot dog as well. Now let me get back to my classic review page. If you're gonna give this a score out of 10, what do you give it?
I enjoyed it more than I didn't enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
All things considered. I'm going to give it 6.5.
6.5 out of 10?
Yeah.
I give it a 5. So I thought it was kind of right down the middle. You know, pretty 50-50 show for me. So, yep. Pretty good, though.
It would have been a 7 with a better ECW match.
Yeah. Anything else, or are you ready to close the show out?
I don't have anything else. What are we doing next week?
Next week is Unforgiven 2000.
Ooh, I had it on VHS when I was a young lad.
Getting a little Attitude Era.
So without anything more to say, I am once again Shane Price, Jayden Ginsbider here. And we want you to do one thing, they say on every show. Just enjoy wrestling.